What's up everyone? Welcome to my channel Tinker HL. My name is Teku and today we're going to be tinkering with coffee. I'm going to be showing you how to do a pour over coffee. Unlike espresso coffee, you need expensive machines to do espresso coffee. With the pour over, you just need a few items. Very cheap investment and you will be making good tasty coffee. Like I was saying, you do need espresso machines such as this to make espresso coffee. You know, there's a different price range for this. There is a low end, mid range, and then the high end. Nevertheless, you do need to get, a good amount of money spent to get espresso machine. With the pour over, let me show you a few items that you need. And after that, we're gonna do some pour over coffee.
All right, first thing first, you're gonna need coffee, right? Now, you can see what kind of coffee this is. You can read it on the packaging. But regardless what kind of coffee you're gonna get, the key is you need to get fresh coffee. How far will you go to get fresh coffee? Well, I go pretty far because freshness is everything. Look, the simplest thing you could do is, when you go get a bag of coffee in the supermarket, pick up the bag and see the expiration date in the back. And possibly you could, put your hand on the shelf in the back and see if there is a newer batch that you could pick up. Next item, you're gonna need some sort of coffee dripper. This one is a Hario V60, but any coffee dripper will do. But I do recommend the Hario V60. You see those spiral ribs inside the dripper? Supposedly those are for airflow to allow the ground coffee to expand properly, which in turn smooth extraction. Next, you will need coffee filter. This one is also Hario and the size is number 2. By the way, my coffee dripper also size number 2. There is a stainless steel filter. If you don't want to keep purchasing the paper filter, you could go ahead and purchase the stainless steel filter. But the paper filter is pretty cheap, relatively speaking. Next item is the pitcher. You don't really need to get a pitcher, but this one here is also Hario's product. And I usually put the dripper right over the cup when I want to make a single cup of coffee. But if you want to brew 2 cups of coffee, you could always use an oversized cup or something like that. That will work as well. Next item is the hot water kettle. If you want to guess what this one is, you are correct. This one is also Hario V60. I got this one a long time ago for $50. At the time of making this content, I believe this one in Amazon is about $36. There's some kind of discount on this one. But there are many other hot water kettle. What you want to look for is the swan neck with the restricted liquid flow because you want to be able to control when you pour the water over the coffee. In addition to that, this is the only tool that you're going to develop skills along the way when you start making pour over coffee. So why not get the best product for it, right? Next, to add condiments if those are your desire. That's it. Those are the things you need. Without further ado, let's make some pour over coffee. Here I'm folding the excess paper on the filter basically to make it flat so I could fit it inside the filter nicely. Next step is to preheat the dripper in the cup by pouring hot water over it. I like to do this process with the filter in it so that it will eliminate any paper tasting off the filter. But it is not necessary. You can just preheat without it and put the filter afterward. Make sure not to pour too much so it doesn't overflow. When done, empty out the hot water. Now I'm ready to pour some coffee. So how much coffee do you need to make a cup of coffee? The answer to that is very subjective, right? It's all depending on your taste. The relationship between the water temperature, extraction speed, and the size of the coffee particle, fine versus coarse, will influence the taste of the coffee. You need to experiment to your liking. Did you know a different type of brew process will also influence the taste of the coffee? What I mean by that, if I take the same coffee and brew it using French press or Vietnam coffee maker, for example, you will get a different taste of coffee. The next step is to soak the coffee. The goal here is to pour enough water so that the coffee absorbs all of it without dripping into your cup. How much water is enough? Generally speaking, double the weight of the coffee. You can use the scale to figure this out by placing everything on the scale and use the tare function. Or you can just pour little by little until you see one drop in the cup, then you know you have enough. Is this process necessary? The answer is absolutely. This process facilitates blooming, which is when the hot water causes the coffee to expand outward. Next step is to pour the rest of the water. You are now at the home stretch. Pour the hot water slowly and methodically in the center, making a circular motion about the size of the quarter. You will start seeing the coffee blooming. The rate of the water flow should be the same as the liquid flowing into the cup. In other words, the ground coffee and water should neither rise or fall. Continue to do so until you have enough coffee liquid in the cup. Once you have enough, remove the dripper and don't let all of the water flow through the filter into your cup. I think it tastes better this way. That's it, you are done. You can now add cream and sugar if you like and enjoy your coffee.
As I mentioned in the beginning of this video, I go pretty far to get fresh coffee, right? So in the next video, we're gonna continue tinkering with coffee and talk about coffee freshness, and possibly we do some home roasting. You can't get any fresher than that. So if you wanna get notified when I put up that content, hit the subscribe button below. If you have any comment, questions, or if you like this beat that I made for this video, let me know. You gotta admit, this beat is fire. So I'm gonna let it ride with my FPV footage. Until next time, happy brewing.